Okay, guys, sit here and have breakfast with me. Why? Well, lunch, really. Well, I tell you about how I found out my ex-roommate was a PDO. Okay? And if you don't know what a PDO is, you can't figure it out, I don't know what to tell you. I cannot make it any more simpler than that without probably getting banned here on TikTok, but here we go. And I have 10 minutes, so who knows? Maybe this will all fit into one video. Maybe I might have to do a follow-up. I don't know. So it was mid-2000s when I had moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma to go and help my brother basically with living expenses, etc., while he was going through pilot training school. Some things had transpired. We had needed to find a different place to live very quickly. I had worked with this girl who opened up her house to us, and she was like, I live there. It's kind of like a flop house. I live there with my baby daddy. I live there with a bunch of other people, but you're more than welcome to come and be a couch hippie, as she called it. Basically just stay on her couch until we could figure it out. And I was super grateful. I was like, thank you, And we moved in. So everything was going kind of as you would imagine a flop house would go in the middle, basically in like the mid-2000s, okay? We all drank, we all partied, we all worked. Not me, but there was a few relationship issues going on between two different couples that were living there in the house. Just chaos. Chaos. All the time. I try to sleep through it, like all the time. And just help my brother get through school, which he didn't even finish, but another story for another time. So the main guy who lived there, who basically was on the lease, whose name was on the lease, he is the person I'm going to be talking about. And he's actually the baby daddy of the girl who gave us a place to live, me and my brother a place to live. Okay. So we all lived together, it was about maybe a year, 2 years we all lived together. So near the end of that time, him and her started having problems, a lot of arguing, a lot of back and forth, her leaving, him leaving, blah, 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 blah. Cheating, like the whole everything. And me, I was like, look, as long as I'm not getting kicked out, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. I'm very much about that, like protecting my own energy. Like, please, like, I just don't want to sleep on the streets. I've already done that as a kid. Like, I don't want to be back there, I don't want to be homeless. So you guys do what you have to do, but I don't want to be a part of it. So one night we were all over at another couple who we were friends with at another couple's house, right? And I fall asleep because I had to work with something like a 12-hour shift, and then I had partied with them, and then I fell asleep, and then a few of us had fallen asleep, and I'm awoken to, what the F, man? What the F? Like, what is this on my computer? What is this on my computer? And I wake up to the guy who we live with, and we'll call him JG, okay? JG Wentworth, okay? No, I'm kidding, JG. Trying to tell his friend whose house we were at, oh, nothing, man. I don't know how this came up. I don't know why this is on your laptop. Like, I was just clicking links, like just saying a whole bunch of things that didn't make sense. And when you first wake up, you're just hearing stuff. You're not really knowing what's going on. You're just like, what? Like, what? Like, wiping the sleep out of your eyes. Like, what's going on? Like, why is everybody yelling? And They had gone outside to go smoke a cigarette and they were talking, and you could just hear you could hear JG telling his friend, like, oh no, man, like that's like apologizing, be like, that's my bad. Like, I didn't know what that link was. I didn't know any of this, you know. And needless to say that to me, now looking back on it, this seems to be like the fall of like everybody's friendship, everything going on, everything coming to light, you know. And this just seemed to be the start of it. And so, you know, I go back to bed because I'm like, this doesn't concern me. Like, I have to wake up in another few hours anyways and go back to work. Like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it, you know, like, not my problem, not my circus, you know, like, burp. And so I wake up, everybody's not really talking about it, but there's like a weird energy, you know. So time goes on, time goes on. JG cheats with the girl who let us move in. His baby mama cheats with her friend, right? Me and that girl, since I wasn't about to choose sides, and I don't care what anybody says about this, I just wasn't about to choose sides because I didn't want to be homeless. I didn't have a place to go at the time. Didn't want to choose sides. I said, look, I'll still be your friend. I'm not getting in the middle of whatever drama's going on. She chose not to stay friends with me because she still felt that just because I was living there and paying rent for the room that I was choosing sides. Whatever, you know, I don't know. Personally, not my business. And so things just started getting weirder and progressively weirder. Like, he was arrested for stealing from his job. Then his daughters started coming out saying things about him, you know. Then the girl that he cheated on, you know, with, moved in, and then she started finding multiple phones and several different things. When they started fighting like continuously, I just was done. I was like, you know what? I'm going to move back. I'm going to go back to my mom's. I'm going to go try to finish some school. Like, my brother had ran off, decided to do his own thing. I was like, what am I really here for? You know? And so I moved back and everything like that. And I'm living my life. And it was probably another year later, you know, after I had left, when I get a message from JG, you know, and he was like, oh, Jesse, you're going to hear some things about me. I just wanted to tell you, because like, who am I? You know, we hadn't talked in almost a year and a half. So to me, it was weird that he was even reaching out to me this way, like trying to, you know, now that I see it, get ahead of like what everybody might have been asking me since I lived there and all this other stuff. And I was just all like, oh, dude, like, well, you know, me and you never had a problem. I don't like to get in the middle of drama. Like, whatever's going on, like, sorry, you're having a hard time, but, you know, whatever, not my business, you know. Hope it all works out for you. Peace out, block, you know. So I come to find out several different people from our friend group back then hit me up asking me if I knew anything about his phones and his laptop, and if I knew anything about his daughters coming over to the apartment and everything. And his daughters had, for me, I had never seen his daughters come over to the apartment. I had never seen them there. As far as I knew, their mom, like, did not let them come over. And I was like, what is this all about? Like, why are you asking me all these questions? Like, you know, like, please explain. Please explain. I only have a minute left. You guys, so I'll have to make a part two. But I was like, please explain to me what is going on. You know, like, why are you asking me all these questions? Like, why don't you ask him? Well, he's in prison. And I was like, what is he in prison for? And then you just see the little ... pop up on the messages, ... And I was like, what the heck is going on? But okay, guys, part two will come up. Bye. Have a good day. Take care. Glad to be back on TikTok. Woo!